I'm Florian. I'm a technical product manager for Rarible. Rarible is several things. It's a marketplace, an NFT marketplace, which is multi-chain, but it's also a protocol. We provide several services and solutions for NFTs in general, from the indexings, API, SDK, basically a whole set of tools to either build your own NFT solutions or rely on ours for any NFT project you would have. I'm a technical product manager, but that means I'm also kind of either developer, but also on the product side. So I basically handle the whole technical stack for Tezos and Rarible, from the SDKs to the indexer, API, smart contracts, the whole full stack of the NFT chain. I actually started with my first job when I was working for Air France KLM, the airline. I was actually the lead blockchain developer there. I basically participated to the creation of the blockchain program, where the goal was to explore it, but also do a lot of explanations to the different businesses, and then really build projects and develop basically. And after that, I worked at the freelance blockchain consultant, and then that's when I joined Nomadic. At Nomadic Labs, I was a support engineer, and I was helping and supporting companies and individuals to use Tezos. So either for projects or just consulting strategy, basically just helping in any way we could. My experience on Tezos on the developing side has always been on one side very interesting, because for me it's quite recent and I've discovered a lot of things, but also very thrilling because it's an emerging ecosystem. There are many projects, but also so many things to build basically. And in the past I worked mainly on, I would say, corporate products, mostly with private blockchains. It was way less interesting than the public blockchains like Tezos, because for example I worked with Hyperledger, and Hyperledger had a kind of closed environment. It's very hard to find help, to find support and tools that you can use. Meanwhile on Tezos, it feels kind of a family somehow, because you can just go on Slack and talk to people that created tools and projects, and they are always very nice and keen to help you on any topics that you would have. And for me, this proximity with the ecosystem and the community is something which is really amazing, because it's been a tremendous help when we built any of the projects that we had. For me, there are several things that make Tezos super, I would say, easy to approach as a developer. First one is somehow the documentation for beginners. You have a lot of resources available to actually learn how Tezos works, to learn how to build your first applications, this kind of thing. So to quick start your job, it's very easy. You can also find a lot of templates, for example, for contracts, website that you can build. For beginners, it's really, really interesting. And then when you start diving more into complex projects, all these kind of things, while you still have the documentation for the smart contract languages, you have plenty of tools for the indexings, libraries. Yeah, it's really stacked actually in terms of ecosystem tooling. The goal for me is to bring trust where it has been kind of broken, especially with the Web 2, when we see the major corporations doing basically what they want in a fully obscure way with absolutely no transparency. The great thing about Web 3 is the trust and transparency that blockchain brings. It's more open and collaborative, because we even try to reward the people that use our solution instead of just stack inside the treasury and just keep everything to ourselves. For me, the Web3 is all about trust, transparency, and kind of rewarding people and thanking them for helping us become more profitable projects. The projects I'm the most proud of on the Tezos side are the Ubisoft and Rarible integrations. We worked both at the same time with Ubisoft and Rarible to integrate them both on Tezos, and it was quite a challenge, because we first had to convince them that Tezos was a good option compared to all the other blockchains that there are on the market, and the fact that we managed to release them on time, and that it was a success for both, for us, for me, and for the team that worked on it, because it's also the most public one, of course. For me, the impact that this big corporations can have on blockchain and people in general, it's the fact that they have so much reach in terms of like users, customers, all these kind of things, that you have a user base which is far greater than when you have in regular Web3 projects. And having some Web3 initiatives in this kind of solutions, it's a great way to actually do some democratization, evangelization of the tool, of what blockchain is, what it can bring, and also if we take the NFTs, what they can also bring. You could take the example of Steam with Counter-Strike, for example, where you have items for your weapons. For now, they are their own marketplace and everything is kept in a closed environment. Like, it's a perfect use case for an NFT. So you could imagine that the skins would be NFTs and that people could trade it in external marketplaces or like take it completely out of the environment where they are supposed to stay in. And it opens up a lot of opportunities for people to actually integrate with the games, to provide new experiences. So it basically provides more openness in the different projects that we would have. And thanks to the blockchain and the fact that everything is transparent and open, basically. So if I would describe blockchain in one word, that would be trust. For me, blockchain is all about trust, where you remove all the third parties, all the people that are in charge of doing exchanges or managing relationships, basically. And for me, the most important thing about blockchain is that you can perfectly rely on tech to do things safely without having any risk or people that need to do it on your behalf. If I would have any advice for someone willing to start on Tezos, it would be, when you start into blockchain, especially public blockchains, it can be scary because you have like a huge amount of information to process. It can be scary because you hear about smart contracts, and look, there are a lot of information that you need to basically digest. And I would say that people, they shouldn't be like afraid or scared of that, and just start by reading things, then experimenting themselves, and just basically not be afraid and go for it, because, well, there is a huge need of resources and people in the blockchain world, and the more we are, the better.